Yeah. Come on, sir.
Oh, that is amazing. Hello, everyone. Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining us. Just while everyone joins, if you can just put your mics on mute, and we'll be starting shortly. Guys, just so that you all know, if you're wearing pajamas to this call tonight, you're going to get bonus points. I'm just putting it out there. So if you can show us that you are in pajamas for this nighttime MX training call, you know, I might keep it in mind and decide to be generous. If you are looking through some of the participants while the rest are all being admitted, and you notice any, then yeah. Hopefully you guys are getting some of the cues. Trevor's waiting in anticipation. I'm not going to ask him to come online just yet. I will be introducing him in a short while, but he is clearly dressed for the occasion, guys. And yeah, we got some cool training in store for you all. I'm just going to give it a few more minutes. We've got more people in the waiting room. But once again, just thank you all for joining. Tonight's call is obviously training all around nighttime MX, and then we've got a little surprise for you at the end. So, you know, we're really just grateful that you could all join us. And, you know, while we wait, I think if you guys just want to check out the chat feature, just go in there, let me know where you're from, if I haven't met you already. And, you know, I want to know how many hours on average are you guys getting every night? So I think if you can just pop that in the chat box, where you're from and how many hours
how much sleep you're getting every night.
How much sleep are you getting every night? Thanks, Trev.
How much are you getting every night, really?
Yeah. That's amazing. So while you guys are all busy with that, you know, Dr. Trevor, I introduced him in our last call when we launched Purely Greens, and he was amazing, as most of you already know. Trevor comes with an incredible background in homeopathy. He did his master's degree in homeopathy. So Dr. Trevor Baillie, and he's, you know, passionate about all things complementary medicines, and the complementary medicines industry in South Africa. You know, he's got over 22 years of experience in this industry, across all sectors. He's played his part in as a practitioner, you know, in the retail sector, as a supplier, manufacturing, regulatory, as well as in R&D. So, you know, he's well credentialed. He has a long list of certificates and accreditations, you know, the chiropractors, homeopaths, and allied health services professions council of South Africa. He sat on the executive council of the Health Products Association of South Africa. He was a member of the CAMS Working Forum and Technical Committee, which was an industry task force for consultation with the Medicines Council for drafting of regulations. He was a member of the Cosmetics, Toiletries and Fragrances Association of South Africa, and he sat on the Pharmaceutical and Cosmetic Review Editorial Advisory Board. So you know, Trevor is the man when it comes to learning all about our products. His expertise cover most of our fields that we hope to you know, one day fill with amazing products to you know, complete the basket of our portfolio of amazing products. So really, without further ado, I'm really stoked to have Trevor on once again. And as you guys can all see, he's well dressed in his PJs and is ready to take us all through this incredible training for Nighttime X. So Trev, welcome and thank you.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Jared. Yeah, thanks for that introduction. I feel sorry, I'm trying to close off. There we go. Now I can see. Thanks for that introduction. And like I was saying earlier, I'm so excited about tonight's training because I've actually got license now to put the audience to sleep, you know. So, you know, where have you ever, you know, where you've been able to go and do a presentation and you want people to sleep, you know. So yeah, this is great, you know, for the first time, and I hope to keep this as boring as possible so everyone has a great night's sleep. Just kidding. So just everyone grab your teddies, get comfy, cup of warm cocoa, you know. So let's and then obviously your nighttime. So yeah, we get straight into it because I think it's nearly my bedtime. So you know, let's without further ado get going on this.
Awesome.
Introducing, like
Trevor,
I said,
while you do that, I'm going to be going through the chat group, and I just want to see what you guys are all putting there. So we'll get back to that, Nana, but Trev, go ahead. Let's do this.
Okay, great. And yeah, Jared, as well, like we do all the time, if there are any questions that pop up that people have, you know, like while I'm going through, just butt in and ask so that we can address them right there, you know, and that, so we keep it.
If you guys can just drop it in the chat box, and I'll prompt you as we go. Thanks, Trev.
Awesome. Thanks, Jared. Okay. Now, for some reason, it won't. It's making beeping sounds, but it's not moving.
Okay. So you may need to just stop your share and then just reshare.
Okay. So
we're back.
Yeah, I had to click on the arrow. There we go. Sorry, it's obviously I paused it somehow. I'm already asleep, so I might look awake and I might be talking to you, but I think my brain is dead.
If you're wondering, Trevor took his tablets too early tonight, guys.
No, I know, right? Yeah, we'll go through when we see the dosage, and then you'll understand why I am like I am. Let me put this out the way, get him out the way. Okay, so just to touch, we're going to focus on nighttime and the NightTimeMX and what it's all, but it's always important to remember when it comes to healthy lifestyle, weight loss, everything around that, there's more to it. It's about that foundation we build. So to live healthy, you've got to think healthy, everything, you know, you've got to set that in place. So it all starts about mindset. So you've got to already convince yourself, this is what you want. These are your goals. You want to lose weight, whatever it is. So if it's weight loss, it's a simple equation. Okay. I'm going to go down as basic as possible. It's calories consumed must be less than calories expended. So you need to take in less calories than you burn in a day to lose weight. So you can see it there, simple equation. If you consume 2,000 calories and you burn 2,500 calories, those extra 500 all get burnt. If it's the other way around, then obviously those extra 500 calories need to get stored and you get weight gain. So it's a simple equation, burn more calories than you consume. It all comes down to obviously a balanced diet. So you need to get in that balance of healthy macronutrients, your proteins, carbohydrates, fats. That's where you get your energy from. That's your source of calories. Those are important, and you need to choose that and balance that correctly. Create healthy meal options that facilitate low calorie and so on. And then with those low calorie, obviously you need to do less to burn that off, so it's healthier. Your macronutrients, vitamins, minerals, so you need to get in substantial macronutrients because those are what stimulate enzyme reactions in the body. They help catalyze reactions, they stimulate the metabolism. You need to get in a specific amount of your vitamins, minerals, and that in the day. And then phytonutrients, so everything you get from fruits, vegetables, antioxidants that are in there, other nutrients, that fiber that stimulates digestion, gut health, and so on. So it's a combination all in our diet. So that forms the foundation. And then expending calories. So this can become quite depressed. Like I was looking through this and I thought, oh, wow, this will be so interesting. It's like, wow. And then I looked at large pizza and I thought, okay, that's good. And then I looked in the brackets, it says a quarter of a large pizza. That's 2 pieces of pizza, a quarter, because that's 2 pieces of pizza, 449. I've got to walk 1 hour and 23 minutes to burn that off. It kind of like doesn't seem worth it, you know. So it's
so just when we have pizza for dinner,
Yeah. Well, you got to do 6 hours of activity after that to burn that full pizza. So my suggestion would be share the pizza, and then it's 3 hours, so yeah, just a thought, so, yeah. Depending on the level of activity, and there might be a bit more than a walk, it might be a little bit of a run, so it might only need 43 minutes of activity. So yeah. But this was just purely just to show with regards to snacks and things that we tend to just nibble on and snack on, and it just puts in perspective, whatever you take in, that is the kind of activity you got to do to burn that off, to ensure that those calories don't get stored and contribute to weight gain. So it's purely just to give you that kind of outlook, and it's a simple equation. So calories in must be less than calories out. So consume less than you expend. I suppose it goes for everything, it's like money in your bank account. Keep more in than you spend, it's like you can only spend so much. So it's everything. But when it comes to weight loss, consume less, burn more. Okay. And
you always want to be in that deficit, say Dr. Trev?
Yeah. Well, not always, no. So because you must also remember your body does need to survive. So
in a weight loss phase.
For weight loss, correct. Where your goal is weight loss, that's it. Obviously, you're going to get a point where you want to maintain and so on, then you would balance it out. Cool. So it's purely like, yeah, correct. Well put there, Jared. It's from a weight loss point of view, generally a 12-week process. A lot of people focus, let's say 12 weeks. It can be less. It depends what your goals are. But generally, you're looking at about a 12-week process on a well-balanced diet, exercise plan, together with the right supplements, and you can reach those goals. So,
and just to put it in perspective, we obviously all about those transformations. So, we want to see you guys succeeding. We want to see those weight loss transformations. We want to see those life transformations, financial transformations. So, we're the transformation company. That's what we are all about. This is, we're looking out for you, really.
Okay, awesome. And then, now we're going to transform your sleep patterns as well, so and put you on the right track. So it's a little bit, you kind of think, well, NightTimeMX, how's that got to tie in with weight loss? It's a weight management supplement, like how, it just doesn't seem right. It's like, because you're sleeping, how can you be burning fat and stuff? So you'll see as we go through this, it's part of the lifestyle thing where you're preparing your body, again, like your diet. It's the foundation, the exercise. It's all preparing your body for weight loss and for attaining those goals. And that's where NightTimeMX comes in. The key ingredients there, it's got an adrenal support blend, which is basically your ashwagandha. We'll go through each of these a little bit in more detail, and you'll see how each one applies to what we're talking about. And then your sleep support. So it tackles it from two angles: adrenal support, which is stress related, and then sleep support, where it helps support and manage your sleep patterns. And those are your two herbals, passion flower and valerian, and then the two amino acids, tryptophan and theanine. Okay. Dosage here, 2 capsules, 30 minutes before bedtime. Okay, so focusing on the stress aspect. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I thought you said something.
No, I was just saying that's pretty much straightforward. That makes sense. Keen to get into the ingredients.
Yeah, so this is how now basically everything tackles it. So ashwagandha is a very interesting, it's been used for decades, centuries and millennia. It's one of your traditional herbs, and it's known as an adaptogenic herb. So what adaptogenic means is how the body adapts to stressful situations. So they help the body, deal with not only physiological stress from exercise and that impact, but also psychological stress. So that constant, psychological, like on the go, like tension, stress, the stress that we, constantly think of when we say stress. So adaptogens help how your body adapts to the negative impacts that stress has on it. Okay, so studies that were done show that specific combination and amounts of ashwagandha. So for example, in this one study showed 300 milligrams a day for 90 days actually lowers perceived stress scores. So on those stress tests that you do, where you fill in to see how stressed you actually are, you know, and most of us are like off the scale there. Taking the ashwagandha actually lowered that perceived stress. So people felt less stress, and also actually lowered cortisol levels. We'll go into cortisol a little more now, but cortisol is your stress hormone. It's the hormone that's released in response to any kind of stress. If you're injured, that's seen, your body sees an injury as a stress, it releases cortisol. When we're under stress, that pressure from work, or you know, that is cortisol levels go up, and it's the body releases it in response to any kind of stressful situation. Yeah, and then one interesting study that I found actually showed that 500 milligrams twice a day, so it's a really high dose, so, actually prevented stress-related weight gain compared to a placebo that wasn't. So there is that link between stress-related weight gain, taking ashwagandha, and preventing that as a result. So ashwagandha prevents stress-induced increases of dopamine receptors in the brain. So that's important from an anxiety point of view, and just to keep you calm and that during stressful situations, so that you don't overreact. And then the key things here is that it actually shows, it prevents, increases, or reduces plasma corticosteroid levels, blood urea nitrogen, and blood lactic acid. All of those are measures of how much stress the body's been put under, not just psychological, but also physical or physiological stresses. Okay, so how does stress affect? So why do we want to, you know, manage our stress, and what is the link between stress and weight? And it's undeniable, you know, stress and anxiety go hand in hand. So there are various ways, and studies that have been put together show this. Is the biggest impact is that cortisol that I spoke about. So high levels of cortisol actually have been shown to stimulate the accumulation of fat in the abdominal area, and also the accumulation of fat around organs. So your fat percentage and accumulation of fat goes up under stress. It also affects our eating behavior. Now, I think all of us sitting out there, you know, you can see it. When you're under stress, you know, what do? Well, not the first thing, but is you reach for something, a comfort food, something. Oh, I just want to grab something quick. You're on the go, you're stressed. Oh, I don't have time to prepare a meal. I just want something quick. It's like you're on the go. You've convinced yourself you're stressed, you don't have time, and you start eating, you're making the wrong food choices. You want to snack on something just to satisfy it. And then some of us just tuck into our nails, you know. So, you know, whatever your choice is, you know, we eating the wrong things. So then a really nice thing I found, where they actually took a whole bunch of research done on stress and weight, and they summarized it in this one statement. And I think this is really like appropriate, that the implementation of a comprehensive stress management program in overweight and obese individuals led to significant decreases in their levels of perceived stress and depression, as well as to the adoption of a healthier eating pattern. So the impact of stress, because it becomes part of our lives, we don't realize it. So if we can just help the body just cope with it and deal with that aspect of it, then everything else just becomes a little bit easier for us to implement. We can then implement these healthier lifestyle choices. Okay, then the amino acids. Now we're going on to the sleep side. So that's stress. We're going to focus now on sleep and that. And you kind of think, oh yeah, you just now I'm sure everyone wants to go to sleep. You know, if I haven't done a good enough job yet, it's coming soon, you know. So yeah. So tryptophan and theanine are key amino acids that help with improving sleep and the condition, or do I know what the condition's not the word, but anyway, the quality of our sleep. So tryptophan, taken 20 minutes before bedtime, has been shown to decrease sleep latency. Now, sleep latency is that period where you lie in bed and you lie there and you lie there and you lie there and you're like, okay, when am I going to fall asleep? That's
Counting sheep.
Sorry.
That's when you count sheep.
That's it. That's when you should be counting sheep. Yes, correct. And that, yeah, perfect. And that it's that time, you know, where you're lying there and what happens when you're lying there and you can't fall asleep? You get more frustrated, you know, and then what do? Reach for your phone, grab your phone. What do? Netflix, you know, and a boom, and then you just destroy that whole cycle. So tryptophan is now because it helps to reduce that. So if you're battling with sleep latency and battling to actually fall asleep, tryptophan 20 minutes before bed has been shown to reduce that. So yes, you might still lie awake, but you're not like lying awake for 20, 30 minutes. It might just be, you know, 10 minutes, and then boom, before you know it, there you go, you've fallen asleep. Tryptophan's a nice one because it's the precursor to serotonin. So it also helps with mood. So it puts you in a better mood when you go to sleep. So you're not going to sleep like angry and cross, and then it's helping just control your mood. You go to sleep happier, you know, you wake up happier, hopefully, you know, and but it's that serotonin link and just being happier and more content that helps to relax you a bit more and therefore fall asleep. From a weight loss point of view, it was interesting with tryptophan. So yeah, it works. It's a precursor to serotonin, but in so doing, it also increases satiety. Now, satiety is that feeling of fullness after eating. So by taking tryptophan, you can eat your portion of food and be satisfied. You're like, okay, that's enough. It's not like, or you can have your 2 pieces of that pizza and be like, okay, that's enough. I'm going to go run for an hour and a half, you know, or walk for an hour and a half. You don't eat the whole pizza and wind up walking for 6 hours because the tryptophan has just satisfied that craving for, you know, making you full. Okay, then theanine. Theanine is more known for its anti-anxiety, so that where you're like on edge, it just takes the edge off. It helps relax from an anxiety point. And the way it does that is increasing the levels of GABA, which is also a neurotransmitter in the brain, like your dopamines and serotonins and so on. It also has an impact on serotonin. And in so doing, it just creates the sensation of relaxation, takes that edge off. So it is thought to prevent or help cope with stress-induced anxiety. And then the herbals. So valerian and passion flower have been used again for centuries. They are nature's sedatives. So they're non-habit forming. So they're non-addictive. They are natural, and they just help relax and put you in a state, your body in a state that just facilitates a better quality of sleep. So valerian, they showed like taking long-term for about 3 weeks, and that actually increases the density and frequency of sleep. You get a nice deeper sleep. It expends the time spent in non-rapid eye movement, so that deeper sleep, and also might increase the length of REM sleep. Now, REM sleep is important because that's when the body starts facilitating itself. That's when it starts balancing itself out and getting ready for the next day. So it regulates all the hormones. It starts getting all your enzymes, everything ready for the next day when you wake up, so that everything's functioning. It's all rested. It's all been put back in balance, and you're ready to go. So valerian helps to do that. And again, it's non-drowsy. So you'll take valerian, and it's not like going to make you drowsy and, you know, and so on. It just, again, it just takes that edge off. Passion flower, very interesting, used again for centuries, specifically for sleep. So it increases the length of your total sleep, that quality of sleep. Various studies have shown, I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but 23 minutes of deep sleep, when you actually look at a person's sleep thing, to go into that deep sleep for an extra 20 is significant, you know, because a lot of our sleep is very light sleep, and then we fall into REM, and then it's that deep sleep. So just to get into that, it just gives you that extra relaxation and so on.
So Trev, that's where all the magic happens. That's that 23 minutes increase. Yep. Is where you're going to see the biggest benefits of the supplement. It's not in, you know, you may be sleeping 8 hours instead of 6. That's not what we're after. We're after more of those deep sleep cycles.
Correct, that quality sleep, because you're right, exactly. That's actually a valid point. Very good, because you can have people say, oh, sleep 8 hours, but it's a very light sleep. It's a disturbed sleep. They'll wake up after 8 hours and be like, oh, I don't feel rested, because they haven't dipped into that deep sleep phase. I actually saw it on with the watch. You can go into your sleep, and it was actually quite amazing, like how your sleep, when it analyzes it. So if you've got these watches, try that for yourself, go and set that setting with the sleep. I haven't done it for a while, I must be honest, but I remember having a look at it, and it's actually amazing how much time we spend in this light sleep phase. Then you get the REM, and then the deep, we don't spend a lot of time in that actually. So it explains why a lot of us sleep very lightly. It's also linked to stress. It's part of our lifestyle and stuff. I don't know if it's a thing psychologically in the back of our minds. We feel we can't sleep. Or we sleep, but we've always got to be aware. What if there's someone at the door? What if we hear someone, or something outside of my car? Whatever. It's you constantly. I think we're on edge all the time, and that, so we don't actually allow our bodies to go into that deep sleep. Or we've got these constant thoughts of, oh, I forgot to do this, or oh, tomorrow I've got to do that, and so running through all. So if you can just get that little bit extra time in deep sleep, it's exponential, the impact that it has on your next day. So yeah, valid point there, Jerry. Okay, so the importance of sleep with weight management. So like how, and that. So there've been a lot of links over the decades. People have had a look and try to tie in links, and they're saying, wait a minute, hang on. People are complaining they're sleeping less, they got poor quality of sleep, but at the same time, body mass index is increasing, So hang on, there must be a link there. So people are starting to say, okay, is the link just whatever, coincidental, or is there a proper link? So studies were done, and they actually showed that a restriction in sleep and poor sleep quality may lead to various metabolic disorders. We know that now. Weight gain, an increase in the risk of obesity, and then other chronic health conditions. So poor sleep is linked to a number of things. So it's vitally important, to facilitate and get good quality sleep. So the connection there, it's neurotransmitters in the brain. So studies went and showed these chemicals that go around. We've already spoken about serotonin, GABA, dopamine, all of these things that help control all of these, our response to anxiety, our relaxation, our mood, all of those sort of things are controlled by these neurotransmitters in the brain. But there's other neurotransmitters that control appetite, and those are ghrelin and leptin. So ghrelin is that one that is released that tells you, well, I'm hungry. When your stomach empties and the stomach shrinks, it sends a signal off to the brain. Ghrelin, boom, I'm hungry, we eat. That's how it works, So it's ghrelin. If you want to blame someone for your eating, it's not your husband's fault. He's not putting you under stress. It's ghrelin's fault. Okay, so always blame ghrelin. It's ghrelin's fault. Anyway, and then you've got, on the flip side, that's how the body works. For every plus, it's got a minus to balance, because we always want to be in homeostasis, so balance, and that's leptin. Leptin then comes and gets released and gives you that feeling of fullness. So what happens is, stomach's empty, it constricts, the muscles are small, it sends signals to the brain, hey, I'm hungry, eat. Ghrelin says, okay, eat, you eat. As the stomach swells, leptin says, you've had enough. It goes and it says enough. So that's where the balance comes in, ghrelin, leptin. Now, researchers now, because of these neurotransmitters, have actually shown that a lack of sleep affects these. Okay, so in one study, and the specific that happened to be in men, but it goes for everyone, but who only got 4 hours of sleep, okay, had increased ghrelin, so they had increased hunger and decreased leptin compared to those who had 10 hours of sleep. Okay, so it's the importance there. So not only were they more hungry, but the leptin dropped and stuff. So they just were never satisfied. So eating, and overeating as a result. So it was on the wrong side of the scale there. Okay. So, and there you can see how that then with sleep deprivation could facilitate and promote weight gain. So it's very important to get good sleep. And then obviously other things show that people's food preferences start changing when you don't get enough sleep. So studies are starting to show that if you don't sleep enough, you tend to wake up and you're making the wrong food choices, and specifically foods high in calories and carbohydrates. So, things like donuts, pastries, chocolates, all of these the things that you shouldn't, that don't help when you're trying to be on a healthy weight loss program. So we focused on diet is important, exercise is important. Those are the basics. That's the foundation. Calories in, calories out. But to facilitate and support this lifestyle process is very important to get healthy, good sleep. There are a couple of, I've just got it here, I wanted to go through you. It's on Instagram. It's really nice. So to create a nice routine. So, they've New Age Africa here on their post, I saw it, it was actually quite nice. It ties in really nice with this, is create bedtime routines. Okay, so you need to convince yourself, okay, I am going to go to bed at 10 o'clock. I wanted to say 8 o'clock because I go to bed at 8 o'clock, but I can't make that known to everyone. I go to sleep at 10. Anyway, so 10 o'clock, you're going to go to bed at 10. So now you've set your bedtime. So now you know what it is. So before that, you need to start already down regulating. You need to leave all the electronic devices alone. So we're nearly at the end of this. So there's no excuse. Everyone can close their stuff. Boom, that's it. Do whatever they need. Close it off. No more electronic devices. Nothing. You're going to start now calming down, switching off for the day. Take a bath. Get comfortable, whatever it is, just get into that nice routine. A warm bath is nice because it also relaxes you. A warm shower, just anything to relax and just take the edge off. And then do various stretching techniques. Stretch, breathe, relax, meditation, whatever it is, just to get your mind into the right place. And then that fifth step along the way is supplement. So your nighttime MX, your 2 capsules, 30 minutes before you go to bed, just to help promote and create that, just take that edge off, like we've been through here. Body cope with all the impacts of stress. And then at the same time, just get your body right, everything in place so that it can sleep, get into that deeper zone of sleep. So for the next day, when you wake up, you're refreshed, your metabolism, everything's in sight just to go and support that healthy weight loss or healthy lifestyle process that you're trying to facilitate. Okay. And that
is amazing.
I'm done. Yeah.
That is so amazing.
I hope I put everyone to sleep. So I never thought I'd say that at the end of a presentation, so
you're going to be putting a lot more people to sleep after they've watched this presentation, but I'm just shocked. I learned so much around sleep hygiene, and the routine you create before bedtime. And I just want to thank you for giving us all this insight and the science behind it. We're not, yes, we're selling supplements, but a supplement is not a band-aid. If you've got a problem, you don't throw a supplement in and expect it to be fixed. And this nighttime MX, you're not going to just take it and sort your life out. Everything goes hand in hand. You got to sort out that sleep hygiene, that pre-bed routine and all of those things. So it all goes hand in hand, and it plays its part in the grand scheme of things. You want your day to wind down, you want your stress levels to go down, and you want amazing sleep. We spend a third, if not more than a third of our life sleeping, and it's
Correct.
The only area of our day that you don't focus on improving, getting better, learning more about sleep. You don't go to college and university to learn about things that you're going to do while you're sleeping. So I mean, a third of our life, we need to try and improve this to be optimal human beings in the long run. And so yeah, Trev, so much info was passed tonight. I've learned so much. As you can see, I'm getting sleepy.
Yeah, me too. But like, yeah, we ready. We warm. We cuddly. We are off to bed. You know?
Absolutely. So, yeah. I've already noticed Franco's sipping his hot chocolate.
Oh, really?
So the guys are definitely getting ready for bed.
Yeah, no, great. I'm glad. Yeah. Surprised so many people are still awake. It's like, what's going on? You know. So also, absolutely. I just wanted to add while you were talking there, and we're talking about this better. It's important to also make it a habit. So you want to try wherever possible is to do it at the same time every night. So sleep is your circadian rhythm. You know, it's a cycle. So when your melatonin levels peak, your body falls asleep. When they dip, you wake up. So you want that in an 8 hour, let's say, ideal 8 hour, you know, so is that, and that's when you sleep. That's when you get that best sleep. So the only way to do that is to train yourself to go to sleep and go to bed at the same time every night. I know it's not easy all the time. Life happens, but you know, where possible, try and make it a routine that if you say it's 10 o'clock, that's when I'm going to bed, you take your nighttime MX 9:30 every single night, be it Saturday, Sunday, whenever, Friday, and that, yes, you go out and you're going to be, yeah, that's going to happen every now and then. But as long as majority of your time you're focusing on getting this nice rhythm going, because then naturally over a period of time, you will have created this natural sleep cycle that we all supposed to have. You know, that's how it's supposed to be. It's a day-night rhythm. Where the sun comes up, the sun goes down. You know, that's how our body responds to the environment around it. It doesn't know, you know, the internal functioning of the body, you know, doesn't know, but it knows melatonin levels go up when the sun goes down, you know, and they come up when, or melatonin up when the sun goes down, melatonin low when the sun comes up. So that's what tells you I'm awake, I'm asleep, and it controls. And the only way is to keep a rhythm. You've got to make it a habit.
Awesome. So Trevor, I see a question in the chat box. When would you recommend people to have their last meal? How many hours before sleep? Obviously, those hormones you mentioned, ghrelin,
the ghrelin and the stimulating of appetite, and that I would try to say at least 2 hours before. Sometimes it's a little difficult for people and stuff, but 2 hours
lifestyles.
Yeah, and digestion takes a lot of energy as well. So you go to bed on a full stomach, like let's say you eat and then half an hour later you get into bed. It's very difficult. It's a lot of energy. All the circulation is now centered at the stomach. Your body's focus is digesting that meal. You're gonna battle to sleep, and even if you do fall asleep, it's not going to be a good quality sleep. So you want to try at least 2 hours. A lot of people do say, so this is where it comes in. It's like to say, oh, if I eat, then I get hungry at night and I wake up hungry. That can happen. Generally, what is a nice thing to do if you are battling like that? So you've eaten 2 hours, then you go to bed and you're waking up hungry, is before you go to bed, try eat a plain yogurt or something like those little cups of yogurt, but a plain one, not obviously the sugared and the flavored one, a nice plain yogurt. Eat that before bed because it lines the stomach, and that also helps. And then you don't get that disturbed. You don't get woken up in the middle of the night, oh, hungry. And then what do? You know, then you lie there, do I eat? Do I go? And that, what do? We do get up and we go and grab something to snack on and that. So ideally 2 hours before, but then if you start battling with hunger and waking up, because it might happen that you do, because you're changing that routine, just eat that yogurt 30 minutes before, not 30 minutes before, just before you go to bed, and that. So
awesome. Thanks, Trev. So just before we get into any more questions, I do have something that I want to share with everyone. And obviously you've taken us through this amazing training on NightTimeMX. We're going to be running a little promo in light of this fact. So I hope you guys have learned something tonight. And the reason for that is obviously you want to be having more conversations around sleep. You want to be finding new customers that you can talk to around sleep. So for August, we're running an August promotion. And how this is going to work, for every purchase of 2 NightTimeMX, we're going to throw in the New Age branded cap. So obviously the reason for this was one of our most popular promotions, was the branded gear. And I see a lot of you are wearing those items on this call right now. So, I mean, it looks amazing, and there was a lot of feedback. We want it again, and we were trying to think of ways to do it. Obviously, couldn't repeat the same promo, so we try to bring it in with NightTimeMX. But that isn't all. So just to summarize, buy 2-time NightTimeMX, you'll receive a free cap, and you'll receive 5 free NightTimeMX samples. So the point of these samples, as we said, we want you guys to go and have conversations with new customers, find new customers, you know, spark it up with handing out that sample. And for new volume, new customers, another favorite promotion that we ran was obviously fast rewards. So if you remember the fast rewards, and you know the need to achieve 300 PV in new volume, so what we did then was we rewarded you with some TNJ, and we're going to be doing that again this month. So now we've trained you guys all on NightTimeMX. Okay, we're running an incredible promotion on the NightTimeMX, and for all of those new customers that you're going to be attracting, for every 300 PV in new business volume, you're going to be earning a case of Tahitian noni juice. Now, remember, Tahitian noni juice is coming in October, guys. You want to get ready. You want to know about this product. You want it circulating. So 2 promotions running this month. We're really excited about this. So, you know, amplify your August, as we say. 2 Nighttime HiRO NightTimeMX will get you a free cap and the sample packs. And you know, those sample packs, 5 free sample packs, if you can get 5 customers, that's surely more than 300 PV. And you're going to get a free case of Tahitian noni juice. Now, this case runs upwards of $100. So very valuable. It's incredible stuff. We could run 3-hour-long training sessions just on that product alone. So it's incredible product. And you know, Dr. Trevor is going to be joining us in the future, I'm sure, to unpack this incredible product. Hey, Dr. Trev, we can't wait to have you on for that.
Yeah, no, that one's very interesting. There's so much literature on that, and the
absolutely
quality assurance behind it. It's amazing. I'm like, yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really going through all this stuff, and it is
amazing.
Yeah.
So guys, a jam-packed August coming your way. Amplify your August. This training will obviously, it has been recorded, so we'll look to share it across our various social channels, as well as the New Age Share app. So go out there, get the Share app. You'll see these videos and this training session coming to you shortly. And then just another note, which I will drop into the share box shortly, is we've obviously got our downloadables in the Healthy HiRO journey. So if there's any more information that you might have seen tonight or thought of tonight that wasn't on the presentation, which you will be receiving, there's the downloadables which are available from the healthyhiro.com website. And I'll just be sharing that to the chat box. So just to end it off, I just want to thank Dr. Trevor once again, and thank you all for spending your evening with us. I hope you're all suitably ready for bed. I know I am. I'm going to sleep like a champion tonight, Dr. Trev.
Yeah, I'm like way past it. I took as nighttime way too early. So yeah, I'm ready. I'm like, yeah, it's like, oh, yeah. Sandman's already throwing sand in my eyes. Yeah, I'm trying to like, yeah, clear it out. And yeah, so yeah. Thank you everyone for your time. It's, yeah, it's, you know, we value it. Without you, yeah, you the guys that make it possible to share. You know, I wouldn't be able to share this if there was no one, yeah, no one out there listening. So thank you. And
absolutely.
yeah, I'm glad I never put everyone to sleep.
Not yet, Dr. Trev.
Not yet.
We appreciate you, Dr. Trev, and we appreciate all of our amazing brand partners and everyone who
Thanks,
joined this
everyone.
call, wherever you may be from. So yeah, thank you for joining us, and have a wonderful night's sleep.
Yeah.
We'll catch
Thanks,
you on the
everyone.
next training
It's
Zoom.
hard.
Goodbye, everyone.